Hey there, everyone. This will be the first part of my kind of new series. It's not really a series, it's just kind of me randomly talking about games over gameplay of those games. I don't know what you want to call that. It's just going to be me playing some random games for, 15, 20 minutes, giving a basic overview of what they are. That's the best way I can explain it. It's just like kind of a bite-sized piece of a game, and there's no theme. It's just kind of randomly what I want to play or what I feel like talking about today. And for the first kind of part of this, I guess it's just going to be this game right here. This is Atelier Marie, and this is the first game in the Atelier series, which is from I guess the PlayStation is the first one, and this one is a port of the PlayStation 1 to the Saturn with it's kind of like a upgraded port to the Saturn. And of course it's by Gust, who does all these RPGs in the series, which from the PlayStation through to present day, where the latest one just came out on the PS3 or maybe the Vita. I'm not sure which one is the newest, but the Vita ones are remakes of former PS3 ones, so we'll just say the PS3 one is the newest. But whatever, you can play it on the PS1, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, PS2, PS3, Wonder Swan if you're so inclined. But whatever, let's take a look at this game. Okay, so this is Atelier Marie. Here's the opening thing, and I want to translate it for you guys. So this is light and dark, chaos and order, and sword and magic world, I guess. A world with so heroes and monsters are fighting in this world. To prevent the end of the world, these heroes are fighting. However, we'll leave that story to these heroes. For most people in the world, monsters and heroes don't matter. Just whatever you can do is what they do. And if they can live a daily life of peace, then that's good enough for them. That's the story. So it kind of gives you a good opening to the theme of the game. You can kind of figure out right away that it's not going to be your standard hero save the world kind of RPG. And it's not, obviously. This is Atelier Marie, which is the first of the Atelier games. And, this is actually the Sega Saturn port. I'm playing it on the Saturn because this is the best version. Because it's the most updated version. Not but yeah, let's take a look at it. So she's saying good evening here, but actually it changes depending on the setting of the time on the console. So she'll say good morning or good afternoon or whatever, depending on the day, on the time, which is a nice little add. But this game is pretty simple overall. Oh, wake up. Your grades have been the worst since I've started this academy. I know you know it, but as it is, you're not going to graduate. So I'm going to give you a special test. I'm going to let you open a store for 5 years. And I'll give you some money. And after 5 years, you have to bring me one item that you've made. And from that item, I'll figure out your abilities. If it's a valuable item, you'll graduate. If it's not, you know what happens. Okay, so... Oh, it was a dream. It wasn't a dream, though. She was just remembering. But yeah, so generally... who is it? Oh, you're she, aren't you? What's up?
Oh, I heard you opened a store, Mary. So I came to see you. It's a great shop. Oh, thanks. I'm just borrowing the shop so I can graduate. What are you gonna make, Mari? Well, this is a magic shop. It sells magical items, so maybe medicine? Ah, so you haven't decided yet. Ah, but medicine is probably a good idea. Ah, yeah, that's right, Shi. You've been kind of weak lately. Ah, yeah, that's true. Ah, but never mind. Do your best, I'm supporting you. If you have any troubles, come over to me. Shote is the bar. But okay, so generally, we've got this shop here, and there's no tutorial. This is it. This game is old school enough that you would have to read the manual if you want to figure out what you're doing. But actually, there is like kind of a shortcut here that tells you what to do. This menu tells you about creating items, about getting jobs, about money, about fighting, and just kind of trivia, I guess. But, you know, here's my shop. I can run around and search for stuff. There's 100 silver pieces in the pile there if you search. But, yeah, generally, here's my stuff, like kind of guide to what I've made. And generally, this game is pretty much it. You have the shop, and you have the town. So I'll go outside and show you the town. Here's the town. You select for where you want to go from the menu. This is your shop. This is the kind of pub. This is the weapon shop, the academy where you were going to school, and you can buy items, and the castle, and this is going outside of town. But basically, in the beginning, you don't really have anything to do. The first thing you really do is just, you know, you want to go search for items to start making stuff, because otherwise you don't really have anything to do. So, the first thing, you know, I usually just kind of want to head out to the academy and pick up some books. And, you know, so you know how to make stuff, basically. Okay, so she sells items. But this is like books and stuff, so... The first one at the top, the cheapest one, is like the beginner's guide to making stuff. So we'll get that. And she thanks me and we get out of here. And... She's saying like, oh yeah, definitely a wedding ring should have a comet in it. Hot. And I gained some abilities. What I gained there is knowledge. And this game, like, depending on what you do, you'll gain knowledge from talking to people throughout the town, and sometimes you gain knowledge from finding stuff when you're searching for items, and you'll gain, like, abilities as you go. But there are levels and kind of abilities, and there is fighting and stuff. It's just, you know, not the main part of the game. The main part of the game is making stuff, so finding items and making things. So we'll go here and we'll get somebody to help protect us. Ooh, sorry. Hey, are you okay? You have to look where you're going, you hit something. This shop is really small. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'd never come here before. I'm glad you're not some scary person. Oh, I'm Shuin. Luin. I'm just an adventurer. Adventurer? Oh yeah, I just look for treasures and fight monsters and protect people. For money, of course. So in this bar, the adventurers find jobs from the owner, I guess. So if you're looking to go outside, here's where you'll find adventurers. So there's information on the wall on the paper over there, And you can also drink if you want to. So if you're gonna go outside of the town, I'll go with you. Of course, for money. Now, there's other adventurers besides me, of course, but there's nobody cheaper than me. Well, I'm not gonna go outside of town now, so I'll catch you next time. Okay. Oh, I forgot I had something to do. See ya. Okay. So we basically set up the store. Don't you think this shop is small? It's hard for me to move with a big body like mine. Okay. So we'll actually have him join. Okay, so basically this is all you do. You kind of go around to the basic places in town, talk to people, and the main part is going outside of town to search for items. So this is our first time out of town, and I don't want to die. We'll just go to the closest forest. The quickest way to die in this game is to go anywhere by yourself, because Marie is really weak. But generally, you just go to the woods, and here I found a bunch of stuff. Found some mushrooms and magical grass, and my knowledge went up. And you'll see, like, each day you spend out here, it takes a day, you'll get more items. And I didn't get anything that day, so I wasted a day. And I found some stuff. And basically, you can do this, spend a few days out here until you either find a lot of stuff and your inventory fills up, or you get tired of staying out here, or you die, basically. Here's a battle. You can see, he'll probably kill... Oh, wait, he didn't. But you can see he did 31 points of damage. You'll see Marie does 4. So she's really weak. If you don't have somebody, you will die. But Haresh here is a pretty good character. I'm just hanging out here because, I don't have anything to do. And when it tells me my thing is full, I usually go back. Wow, it's really... Usually you get stuff much quicker than this button. Yeah. Okay, so now this message is saying that my basket is full, so I can't get any more stuff. So I'll go back to town. Takes a day, and you see you have 5 years to play, and that seems like a lot. Like, it counts every day, but like pretty much everything you do takes at least a day. You make something, make an item, it takes at least a day. You leave the shop and come back, and that's a day. You go outside, it takes a day just for the closest forest. And if you go to a far one, it might take 2 weeks. So, and that's just going there. So, you coming back also takes that time, and hanging out there and picking up stuff also takes up time. So you see 5 years can go by really quickly. But that's really the basics of the game. I'm reading the book I bought right now, and my knowledge went up. But you'll see, like, here I went out and I bought stuff. So now I can actually maybe make something. It doesn't look like I can. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so when you can make something, when you have all the items, you have a little Marie head here, and you can create an item. And I'll show you how it works. It's just like, here's this item, do you want to make it? And here's the items it takes, how many do you want to make? And we'll make 5, because whatever. And I have an 88% chance of success, costs 5 magic points, and it'll take 1 day. So you actually can fail making items, which is really terrible if you use something like really rare. So usually if you're making something rare, you'll probably want to save before you make it, just because, you don't want to lose that rare stuff. You see, I got some stuff, made some stuff here, I can make some more. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I will. You can actually use this stuff in a mission. Somebody's always searching for it. This is saying I don't have some type of tool, so my chances of making the item will be lower, but it's usually not that much lower. 68%. Maybe I'll fail and you can see it. Yeah, I failed. So, see, I just lose the item, basically. Which is bad, obviously. But, you know, it's a good shot to show you guys. But you can see, now I'll go out and I'll show you the missions. Like, you come in here, and as they say, the shop is small. So, like, if these guys move, you actually can't move to talk to the barkeeper. If you talk to this old man, he usually gives you some good advice. But he said he wanted to drink alone today. So here you can see. Obviously, you can see the cheaper stuff is easier. And you can get information about the item that they want you to find. So here, like, I already have 5 of these. I just made those 5 of these. So, if I take this job, I can finish it right away. And sometimes you might be tempted to, like, oh, look at all the jobs, and then, you know, go collect that stuff without the time limit. You can do that, except sometimes the amount of stuff that they want changes. And, you know, sometimes it'll be like, they want 2 of this item, and you'll go find 2, and you'll come back, and they'll suddenly want 7. So if you don't take the job, then it might change, which is, you know, kind of a downer. But generally, that's basically how the game works. So he's saying, like, recently there's some kind of group of thieves outside the town, so be careful if you go out alone. Yeah. Generally, when you leave a building or something after you've done something, somebody will come up and tell you something. Usually people will randomly talk to you, and you'll gain a little bit of knowledge. Or something. They'll tell a joke or something. That sometimes happens too. But, yeah, generally, this is how the game goes. You search for more items, create stronger things, and keep going until 5 years is up. And when 5 years is up, you present your best item to the headmaster of the academy and figure out if you graduate or not. That's about it. So, yeah, that's basically a big part of the game. And what I'll show you actually, lastly here, is what happens when you go places you shouldn't be when you're really low level. Which for me is almost anywhere, but this mountain here will be obviously too bad for me. And you'll see, you walk, and each step takes a day, and she's saying, like, there's something here. And usually it's like a giant, like, field of monsters. It's not so bad this time, but I'm probably still gonna die. These are thieves trying to steal my money. And you see, they just tear me up. If Marie dies, you can still continue. It doesn't actually kill you. But, you know, she's out. You'll see what happens, like... I'm, like, far too weak to be going here. But there's not, like, any huge penalties for dying, except usually you'll lose a bit of stuff. And you lose... Of course, you lose the time, which is the biggest penalty in the game, since, like, the time you have to, like, use well in order to get the best items. But you'll see that I'm gonna die in the next hit. But maybe I can... No. Okay, so there we go. We died. And you go back to town. So it took me 3 days to get out that far. It took me 3 days to get back. And I lost some spinach. But, you know, of course, I lost all those days, too, which is the bad part. But anyway, this is Atelier Marie. And that's about it. That's the basics of the game. If you know, you can see it's kind of lighthearted. There's lots of jokes and funny kind of situations you get into, and, you know, it's not this type of save the world kind of RPG that you'd expect. It's literally what I've shown you is basically all you do. There's some other, like, kind of side quest type things that happen sometimes, but the overall general game is just this. You run out, find items, make items, fill kind of requests for people, and that's about it. So you know, you can see there are a lot of these games, a whole lot of these games, and you know, from the PlayStation all the way up on every system in between it, including up until now. So, you know, there's on the Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Vita, they're all there. Even on the WonderSwan, if you're so inclined. So, yeah, this would be Atelier Marie. So, alright. So I guess catch you guys next time when I feel like playing some more random games. So, see you then.